everybody. We're back again. Talk a little college football. College football. We have already been through week 5 of college football.
And there's been a lot happen.
There's been, this was a very busy, a very changing week as far as the games went. There
9
was,
top 25 teams lost.
9 top 25 teams. I mean, you're talking about 40%.
That's an ouch.
Of the top 25 lost this week. Ooh, so we're going to talk about the winners and losers of week 5. And then we got a new segment for you. And then we'll jump into who we think are going to be the winners and losers of week 6. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. We're not going to do these in order. Normally we talk about the top 15, so we'll just talk about the top 15 teams. But we're going to go by the order that the games were played, not by 1 through 15. So Friday, we actually had 2 ranked top 15 games on Friday last week.
And both of them took care of business.
Both of them took care of business. We had Iowa at Maryland. I thought that might have been a trap game.
Well, it was a trap for Maryland.
For Maryland, because Maryland was undefeated, weren't they?
Admiral Akbar was part of the Maryland boosters. He said it was a trap.
It's a trap, but no, it didn't work. Iowa looked the best they did the entire year, to be honest. 51-14.
Count them, kids. Here's the turnover count. I want to bring this up again.
How many turnovers did Maryland have?
1, 2, 3, 4.
How many?
5, 6.
Wait a minute. What?
7.
7 turnovers. My goodness.
They coming out with the Jameis Winston Bakery.
They come and he didn't go to college there, did he? No, he didn't go to college at Maryland. He went to Florida State.
That school's already turned into a turnover machine, ironically.
It has, yeah. But hey, congrats to Iowa. They played the game that they needed to play. Because that was a trap game. We had BYU at Utah State, the Battle of Utah.
And BYU claimed victory.
BYU 34-20. So it was a nice.
They're the best team in Utah.
Nice, clean win for them. They may be headed to the
Big 12
soon. So, honestly, I think that would be a good addition for the Big 12 because BYU keeps a pretty good football team. Now, let's jump on into the Saturday games. Man, I picked this one wrong.
Yikes. Do you want to say this?
Georgia won 37-0 against Arkansas. Man, ow.
Oh.
I thought Arkansas was... didn't Arkansas just pummel Texas A&M pretty good, and then pummel Texas, and then pummel Texas Tech the last 3 weeks?
Well, I guess Georgia wanted to give them vengeance or something because they just flattened them.
Newsflash, Georgia's defense
is elite.
They
2 straight shutouts.
I'm actually thinking they may give Alabama a run for it this time.
They might. They look really.
They look honestly.
Good
Georgia looks the best they have
ever.
Yeah, their defense has never looked this good. They've had some flashy offenses, but never had the defense like this.
Their defense was just ridiculous. Let me tell you the stat line.
Georgia's
defense has allowed only 23 points in 5 games.
That's not even 5 points a game.
That's around 4.5 on average defensively that they give up.
You're going to win a lot of games giving up 5 points a game.
If you watch their defense play, it is ridiculous how fast, how coordinated, how elite their defensive line. You barely have any time to throw the ball against those beasts.
I am really looking forward to see Georgia play some like the Floridas. And
I'm just really interested to see how that Georgia defense just continues to swallow people alive.
Yeah, because right now...
They're playing at an unbelievable level.
Right now, Georgia's defense looks like LSU's offense when Burrow was there.
They're playing at such a
high level right now, yeah. I honestly don't see... Unless things change. Now, injuries can kill a team really quick. But right now, Georgia's defense looks like the best in the country.
They are by far the best D in the country. They give a new definition to defense.
Yeah, because they made a good Arkansas team look bad.
And Arkansas was a pretty good team.
Ranked number 8.
And man,
lost by 37.
And how do you shut them out?
0?
0 points.
You give
2 straight weeks. That's the second straight week. We'll count the shutouts throughout the season because
see how many shutouts Georgia gets throughout the season.
I feel like there's going to be plenty.
Kudos to Georgia. I would not surprise me if Georgia
competes for a playoff because that defense alone will probably get them there.
Yes. Next we had Michigan at Wisconsin.
Different game, Jim.
Man, Wisconsin is a bad team.
Graham Mertz is throwing ints.
We thought that Wisconsin was going to be a top 15, maybe even a top 10 team this year. They're not a bottom 10 team right now. They couldn't play their way out of a paper bag.
Man, they're unusually bad. You can smell the fire burning over there.
I smell cheese burning. And I love Wisconsin. Wisconsin's probably my favorite Big Ten team, but man,
How do you make bigger game Jim look like Ryan Day or Nick
I don't
Saban?
know, but yeah, they won by 21, so yeah. Wisconsin's going down. Michigan's...
Let me tell you the stats of Wisconsin's quarterback. He's thrown 2 touchdowns and 7 interceptions.
Ow.
That pretty much tells you all that you need to know.
Two touchdowns to 7 picks. Ow.
Yep.
Our game of the week, besides the other games of the week, was Cincinnati at Notre Dame.
Cincinnati, the Bearcats make a statement.
At
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. Man, how about that? About 24
to
13. Now, maybe Notre Dame... Maybe we were looking at them a little too strong because of the opponents they've played. We thought, hey, they beat Wisconsin, but now everybody's beating Wisconsin. So, and Cincinnati, I don't think we were giving Cincinnati the credit
but they should now. They beat a top 10 opponent.
You can't give top 10. They're not a Power 5 team. What are you talking about?
Well, they just beat Notre Dame.
They just beat Notre Dame at Notre Dame.
That's going to be a win that they're going to have to... If they go undefeated, they're probably going to get into the playoff.
Cincinnati in the playoffs.
How about them apples?
Do you think they might expand the playoffs after that happens?
I would. I completely support.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
It'll give you more money, more revenue, and more football.
Yeah, we had number 12, Ole Miss at Alabama.
Alabama steamrolls. Nick Saban steamrolls another assistant.
Doubled him up 42-21.
And really, it wasn't that close.
It wasn't
was
even
like
that
40. Close. It was like 42-7 or 35-7.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Ole Miss got a couple late touchdowns there, but
it didn't matter.
Alabama's still. And again, you don't even know how good Alabama is because Alabama just always Alabama's. So
you just can't tell what kind of Alabama. They've been so good for so long. You got to have an Alabama good meter.
Yeah, you need to have how Alabama is this Alabama team. Is
they've redefined the chart.
Alabama or is it Alabama? You know what I'm saying? So
they redefined the whole chart.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, so they took care of Ole Miss pretty easy. The surprise of the week was Oregon at Stanford. What happened to Stanford? Man, they started out the year, the tree was on fire. They were horrible.
Somehow they managed to cool it off and regrow.
They have sprouted some new sprouts, some new limbs, and they whipped up on Oregon. I really thought Oregon was going to be there at the end.
Oregon choked this game away.
Mm-hmm.
They were up 24-17 with less than 2 minutes to go when Stanford had the football. And with an untimed down on... It was a 4th and goal, and Oregon's defense got a penalty. And with 0 seconds left on the clock on an untimed down, Stanford got a touchdown, kicked the extra point. Here we go, overtime. Stanford gets the ball first. They score a touchdown. Oregon gets the ball first, and they turn it over on downs.
Man, Oregon might have, we've seen this happen quite a bit in the past, too. You're up 31-17. It's the 4th quarter. I'm already sitting on the sideline because I don't need to be out there playing. We already got this thing won. You know what I'm talking about? Game's already won. And then you lose because you didn't finish the freaking game.
Yep.
Finish the game. You don't quit. You make it 38-17. You stick it in there one more time. But they pulled up and they lost. So, but honestly, I think Oregon's a good team. They'll learn from this, and they still might be there at the end of the season. We had Oklahoma, Kansas State.
Oklahoma's overrated.
That's 37-31. They beat K-State 6.
They're playing too close for my liking.
Almost every game they win it's less than 10, and they should be winning some bigger games. So we'll have to see what Oklahoma does. They didn't play good enough to leave the 6th spot, so we'll just leave it at that. We had Ohio State, Rutgers.
Does anyone want to see the pleasure of seeing Ohio State
now
kick the dog crap out of Rutgers?
52-13. Ohio State did what they needed to do. They needed to beat up on Rutgers. They beat up on Rutgers. Rutgers is not very good.
Rutgers is just scrambling. Speaking of scrambling, this game
here's our laugher of the week. We had Kentucky hosting Florida. 20-13.
Come on, Dad, we need you to laugh.
I'm trying to work this out in my head, Kentucky, I understand Kentucky's offense is better this year. They've got a great passer. They've got some excitement on the offense. But how can Florida only score 13?
Because they got Emory Jones, and he can't throw an accurate football.
And
like we've said earlier in the year.
And just like you said, the Florida's head coach looks like a high school PE teacher. Oh my goodness gracious! Yeah, I don't know.
Florida just got laughed at the whole weekend.
Now, Kentucky's only beat Florida once in the past 41 years.
And Dan Mullen's done it twice.
And now they've lost twice to Kentucky in the past 42 years, and both times
by Dan Mullen.
By Dan Mullins as a head coach.
Coach.
That by himself he's probably on the hot seat right now as we speak, just because he's lost to Kentucky.
Twice.
At
the University of Florida, you can't lose to the University of Kentucky.
No, it's like Tennessee. You can't lose to Vanderbilt. I mean, if you lose to Vanderbilt, you're in trouble.
Yep.
As a coach, and that's the same way with Florida. If you lose to Kentucky.
And how does Dan still have a job? How does the PE coach still have a job after losing to Kentucky last
He has
night?
flashes of looking good, and then it just... I mean, have you ever got one of those sparklers, and you're like, man, that's really pretty, and like 30 seconds later, it's gone? That's Dan Mullen. It's really flashy and beautiful, and then it ain't there anymore.
Congratulations to the Kentucky Wildcats.
I'm actually excited to see a good Kentucky football team.
They're 16th in the country coming in now.
Yeah. I mean,
5-0.
I love to see teams that are lower come up and get a little fight. We had Mississippi State at used to be number 15 Texas A&M.
Jimbo Fisher's gonna have to struggle to find. He's going to try to struggle to find wins and reel in some W's in his fishing rod.
Yeah, Mississippi State was struggling this year, and still managed to beat.
The Pirate beat him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 26-22. So Texas A&M, like I said a couple weeks ago, a little overrated. I think they were overrated going into the Arkansas game, and now it's really proof that they're a little bit overrated this year. We had Indiana at number 4, Penn State. Big game, James. Hey, won another game. Hey, Penn State might be the real deal this year. We'll find out when they play Ohio State. The Ohio State. We'll find out when they play each other just how real it is. And that is our top 15 games for week 5. Now,
we are going to debut something.
We do have a new segment here for you.
It's kind of like the stinker of the week.
Yeah, we used to do the stinker of the week. We've changed it up a little bit, and now we've got something new for you. Check it out.
Dumpster fire of the week.
Yeah. That's right, folks. It is time for our
dumpster fire of the week.
Our dumpster fire of the week.
Man, we got a smelly one today.
This is Marty the dumpster fire. He's part of our segment now. So we have our dumpster fire of the week. And our dumpster fire of the week is
the Yukon Huskies.
The Yukon Huskies. Tell me why the Yukon Huskies are our dumpster fire of the week.
These stats are just awful.
Give us some Yukon. First of all, the first reason they just lost to Vanderbilt.
And they're 0-6.
You're 0-6 and you lost to Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt lost to ETSU.
And that is just awful.
And you lost to Vanderbilt. Oh,
that's just the icing on top of this cake.
Give me some stats for the Yukon Huskies football team.
Yukon's offense averages 16.5 points a game. And their defense averages 40 points given up a game.
Oh, so you're losing 40-16 just off the averages.
Their defense is giving up 142 first downs.
Oh.
They're giving up 1,275 rushing yards.
In 6 games?
And giving up 1,483 passing yards.
Jeez. And they're giving up 450 yards a game.
And their total yardage they've given up is 2,758 total yards.
Out of 6 games.
Yeah. And they're only getting 1,621 yards of offense.
So they're giving up 450 yards a game of offense. That is horrible.
And they're averaging more penalties than their opponent. 39 penalties for 266 yards.
Oh man, they're giving up more penalties than they're making offensively. So
those are some stats to show you how awful UConn football
UConn
is.
football is in a very bad spot right now. Like I said, they just lost to Vanderbilt, and Vanderbilt
Stinks.
is horrible. Man, Vanderbilt is really bad this year. I mean, they're losing to FCS teams.
But man,
But UConn could not. And to top it off, how did they lose to Vanderbilt?
on a game-winning field
On
goal.
a game when they lost, Vanderbilt kicked a game-winning field goal just to crush them a little bit more. But hey, that is our dumpster fire of the week. Now let's go ahead and jump into week 6. We actually have Thursday night ranked football.
And our host tonight is the Fancy Chickens.
The Fancy Chickens of the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. I love that name for them. I love the chicken and everything. They are taking on Arkansas State.
Guess who's cooking? Not cooking, but coaching Arkansas State.
Oh, who's coaching Arkansas State?
Butch Jones. Pretty familiar around these parts, isn't he?
I'm going to take Coastal Carolina up by 32. The line's actually 19.5, and I think we're talking a 20-plus point win. Yeah, so I think that's going to be fun. And then again, we have a Friday night ranked top 15 game. We have Temple at Cincinnati.
Cincinnati coming off a huge win. Cincinnati should, even if they have a slow start, they should win.
It's a 29-point spread.
You want to take that?
I think Cincinnati's going to beat them by more than 29. Yeah. All right, let's jump on into our Saturday games. We've got the Red
River rivalry. Oklahoma.
Not as flashy as what it
Texas.
was. We got Oklahoma at Texas. Oklahoma's favored by 3.5.
Oklahoma's been playing below their competition level. I want to pick Texas.
Upset.
Hook 'em.
Hook 'em, baby.
Horns
Hook
up.
'em. Yeah, we got Texas. We're going to catch 3.5 points on that one, so that's actually a pretty good pick. We got Maryland at Ohio State. I'm sorry, I keep leaving off the. Man, people won't know who we're talking about if I keep leaving off the. It's the Ohio State. Maryland going there. Maryland just showed us that they're not as good as their record showed.
Ohio State is going to destroy
them. The
whatever's left of that turtle.
The line's 21. I think it's going to be 21-plus points, yes. We got Michigan State
Sparty.
At Rutgers.
Sparty.
I go Sparty on this one, too, yeah. Line's 5, only 5 points.
And I'll take that.
I'll take that, too. We got number 13, Arkansas. Arkansas dropped from 8 to 13.
Well, I won't give them any blame because that defense they faced was a freaking buzzsaw.
And they're taking on number 17, Ole Miss.
Which I won't blame them because they lost to Nick Saban.
Yeah, we're getting the leftovers of Georgia and Alabama playing each other this week. So
this is going to be a pretty critical game.
This is a critical game. One of these teams is going to take a back seat in the SEC West, and the other one is going to take a step forward. Ole Miss is favored.
Who do you pick here? This is a very interesting game.
I'm going to take Arkansas.
You want to pick the Arkansas Razorbacks?
Yeah, just because I think Arkansas is a more consistent team right now, and I think Arkansas, do I dare say, faced the better defense last week?
Yeah.
Georgia's defense is better than Alabama's, so I think Arkansas.
Which is odd to really say, but
it's odd to say that.
But I mean, the proof is there.
You're almost saying the better team in Georgia than Alabama.
Could this be the year?
Could this be the year that Georgia overtakes Alabama? We won't know. Georgia still has time to choke this away, so let's just wait and see what happens. But I'm going to probably take Arkansas. I'll take Arkansas plus 6 on that one.
Okay.
We got Georgia at Auburn. How many points do you think they'll beat them by?
I know Auburn's not going to score anything. So
Georgia's favored by 14.5.
Do you favor another shutout?
Just as long as Georgia scores 17 points, they'll cover that line because Auburn is not going to score anything. I'm going to take Georgia minus 14.5.
I bet you they ain't getting jack
Think
against
about
that
it.
defense.
If Georgia scores 30, then that means Auburn has to score 15.
They ain't scoring 15 against that defense.
So what do you think? Do you think they'll score 13? So that means
not only do I think they win, I predict a shutout.
So the only thing Georgia has to do is if they give up 13 points, all they got to do is score 28. 28 to 13 covers the spread. I think this is almost like maybe the lock of the week. I think Georgia wins by
a good chunk,
20 plus points.
I even predict a shutout.
Yeah. We got Boise State at BYU. I'm going to stick with BYU in that. They're favored by 5. I think BYU will cover that line.
Yep.
We got
the Smurfs are going to get smacked.
Now, probably the game of the week is it's a Big Ten game, but this is really good game. This is the first test for Big Game James because he is going to
Iowa Hawkeyes.
Number 4 Penn State versus number 3
Iowa
because we had some losses.
Both defenses are solid, but I think Penn State's offense is better than Iowa's offense.
I do too. Iowa's actually favored by 2. I'm going to pick Penn State as a straight up win.
Big Game James gets another big win.
Assuming, we're going to pick Big James in a big game.
Yes. Is Big Game James turning a corner? Is he going to live up to his moniker?
This will tell the tale. Either he loses it or he owns it. One way or the other this week. That actually should be a good game. We got Michigan at Nebraska.
Bigger game, Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, Michigan is actually favored by 3.5 at Nebraska. I would probably go ahead and take Michigan on that one too. Nebraska's having a hard time. We got number 14 Notre Dame. Notre Dame dropped 2.
14, which is 14. Not a steep hill to climb.
And the bad thing is they're going to a very good Virginia Tech team.
Enter Sandman. That's going to be a very tough trap.
At Blackbird. This is a trap game. Notre Dame is favored by 1 point.
Virginia Tech is very hard to play at home.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to take Notre Dame just because they shouldn't lose 2 in a row.
They should not lose 2 in a row. Brian Kelly should get his checkup if he does.
And Notre Dame's only favored by 1, so if Notre Dame wins, you've got your spread covered. You're tap dancing Irish. So I'm going Notre Dame on that one. And then our last top 15 team is the number 1 team, Alabama taking on.
Last but not least, that's what it's called.
Texas A&M. They're taking on Texas A&M. Texas A&M is going to lose
by a good bit.
Again, they're
they're going to get blown out.
Yeah, Texas A&M, maybe one of the worst teams in the SEC West.
Yeah, I mean Arkansas and Ole Miss have rose to the occasion. So
Mississippi State beat Texas A&M last week. So,
man, Texas A&M, Jimbo might need to just
the worst team in the SEC West.
Gosh. That's not what they paid them $10+ million to do. I
guarantee you the boosters are not liking that right now. So, yeah, we're going to take Alabama on that one. I think the line's 17.5. I'll still take Alabama on that one. I think it's a 34-13 game or so. But that's it. That is college football for this week. We hope you had a little fun with us. Be sure and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button.
Hit the groovy
Tell us what you thought about our new dumpster fire of the week segment there. Yeah, hit the groovy baby button over here. Otherwise, we'll see you next week.
See you next week.